We should study about a Parsons turbine, which is an impulse reaction turbine with a degree of reaction equal to 0.5. So in the impulse turbine, we'll assume that it is assumed that the blade section and mean diameter of the fixed as well as the moving blades is the same, and we are seeing that the blade height is increasing gradually, progressively with the along the length of the turbine. This is because as the steam expands in each row of blades, its specific column is increasing, and hence since the steam flow rate is same, the blade height has to be increased progressively to maintain the flow. The velocity diagram is combined velocity diagram is shown in figure. The dg represents the outlet relative velocity in case of an impulse turbine. In case of reaction turbine, as the velocity, as the pressure drops in the moving blades and gain in the kinetic energy in the moving blades, CR2 increases to dF equal to C1. CR2 becomes equal to C1. So in case of Parsons turbine, CRT is equal to C1 and C2 equal to CR1 and alpha 1 equal to beta 2 and alpha 2 equal to beta 1, and the triangles are symmetrical. Triangles are symmetrical triangles. Now, what is the gain in kinetic energy in the moving blades? Now, the gain in kinetic energy in the moving blades is CR2 square minus phi CR1 square by 2. As I have discussed in the last class, the available energy at inlet of the moving blades is phi CR1. So hence gain in kinetic energy in the moving blades is C1 square minus phi CR1 square by 2, where phi is the carryover coefficient. If neta n is the efficiency of the moving blades as well as the fixed blades, then isentropic heat drop in each row of blades will be equal to C1 square minus phi CR1 square by 2 neta n. C1 square minus phi CR1 square by 2 neta n. Then CR1 square equal to, from velocity triangle, C1 square plus U square minus 2U C1 cos alpha. Since rho equal to U by C1, C1 square CR1 square equal to C1 square into 1 plus rho square minus 2 rho cos alpha 1, equation 2. Putting the value of CR1 square in equation 1, we will get delta H isentropic for a moving blade. C1 square by 2 neta n in arrow flower bracket 1 minus phi 1 plus rho square minus 2 rho cos alpha 1, equation number 3. Similarly, we will find out the for fixed blades also. For fixed blades, except for the first row of fixed blades, the gain in kinetic energy will be C1 square minus phi C2 square by 2. C1 square minus phi C2 square by 2, where phi is the this phi is called as a carryover coefficient. Then psi1 square minus phi C1 square by 2. Then delta H isentropic nozzle equal to C1 square minus phi CR1 square minus 2 neta n. Again, this is so comparing this equation 5 with equation 2. What is equation 5? Delta H isentropic nozzle or fixed blades equal to C1 square minus phi C1 square by 2 neta n, equation 5. Then this equation, this gives delta H isentropic blade equal to C1 square minus phi CR1 square by 2 neta n. So we see that delta H isentropic is same for both fixed blades as well as moving blades. Hence degree of reaction is equal to 0.5. It is proved. Now degree of reaction is R equal to 0.5 is proved. Now gross stage efficiency and optimum value of rho for the Parsons turbine. So isentropic enthalpy drop in nozzle plus isentropic enthalpy nozzle drop in blades, moving blades, is equal to C1 square. We have defined last C1 square, it will be C1 square by 2 neta n, flower bracket something, 2 plus again C1 square by 2 neta 1. It becomes C1 square by neta n 1 minus 5 plus 1 minus 5 into 1 minus rho square minus 2 rho cos alpha 1. Equation 6. Equation 6 gives total isentropic drop in the stage. Gross stage efficiency is equal to work done per kg divided by isentropic heat drop in the stage. Work done per kg equal to C1 cos alpha 1 minus u plus Cr2 cos beta 2, C1 cos alpha 1 minus u plus Cr2 equal to C1, because in a Parsons turbine Cr2 equal to C1 cos alpha 1, it becomes 2 C1 cos alpha 1 minus u, that's 2 u Cuw equal to C1 square 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square. So therefore gross stage efficiency equal to C1 square into bracket 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square divided by isentropic enthalpy drop in the stage is given by equation number 6. Substitute here, we will get the stage efficiency of a Parsons turbine. Equation number 7. This can also be put in other form. See, this 7 is there, we can put in this way. Neta gs equal to neta n divided by flower bracket 1 minus 5 divided by 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square plus 5. So this, for finding the optimum value of, because neta n and phi are constants, the alpha 1 is also constant, neta gs varies with respect to rho. For optimum value of, for maximum value of neta gs, 2 rho cos alpha 1, denominator quantity 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square should also be maximum. For maximum value of 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square, d by d rho of 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square should be equal to derivative of this quantity 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square should be equal to 0. It gives derivative of 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus 2 rho equal to 0. It gives rho equal to rho optimum equal to cos alpha 1. So optimum value of rho for maximum stage efficiency is equal to cos alpha 1. Putting this value of rho in equation 7, we will get the maximum stage efficiency for the Parsons turbine. Maximum stage efficiency equal to neta n cos square alpha divided by 1 minus 5 into 1 minus cos square alpha. The figure shows here gross stage efficiency versus rho for both multi-stage impulse turbine and multi-stage single row impulse turbine. Then we are interested again to find out blade efficiency. What is blade efficiency? Blade efficiency is defined as work done per second divided by energy input per second. Work done per second is, you already know, it is UCW C1 square into bracket 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square. And energy input to the fluid is equal to, what is the energy input to the blades in a case of a reaction turbine? It is equal to kinetic energy at inlet of the moving blades issuing from the nozzle is equal to C1 square by 2. Energy input from the fixed blades is equal to C1 square by 2, and then energy is generated while flowing over the moving blades. So while flowing over the moving blades, there is a drop in pressure and increase in kinetic energy of steam. So therefore the gain in kinetic energy while flowing through the moving blades is equal to Cr2 square minus Cr1 square by 2. So therefore total energy input equal to C1 square by 2 plus Cr2 square minus Cr1 square by 2. It will be C1 square by 2 plus C1 square minus Cr1 square by 2. It will be C1 square by 2 1 minus rho square plus 2 rho cos alpha. So total energy input total energy input to the moving blades in the case of reaction turbine equal to C1 square by 2 into bracket 1 minus rho square plus 2 rho cos alpha 1, equation 12. So therefore blade efficiency equal to blade work done per second UCW divided by energy input to the moving blades is equal to C1 square neta B equal to C1 square 2 rho cos alpha 1 minus rho square divided by C1 square by 2 into bracket 1 minus rho square plus 2 rho cos alpha 1. So this is the blade efficiency, equation 13. But we want maximum blade efficiency. Putting the value of rho optimum, we have found out rho optimum value is equal to cos alpha 1. Putting the value of rho optimum equal to cos alpha 1, we will get blade efficiency, maximum blade efficiency equal to 2 cos square alpha 1 divided by 1 plus cos square, 2 cos square alpha 1 divided by 1 plus cos square alpha 1. So these are the blade efficiency, stage efficiency of a Parsons reaction turbine. So thank you.